The last time I mentioned this Cadillac CT6, I was at the New York International Auto Show. So basically now they've started arriving on the dealer lots. And this is a Cadillac CT6. So, first of all, the first thing I gotta say is I've been arguing with people online about the Cadillac CT6 and the Lincoln Continental. I have a large problem with these cars. Number one, they don't have a V8 option. Some people are saying, oh, well, you don't need a V8 because it's got all aluminum construction, and if it's got all aluminum construction, that means it's like less weight and everything. And if it's got less weight, then you don't need as much power. You don't need as much power. I don't know if any morons know anything about car sales, but the simple fact of the matter is that we're not just selling these cars in America. These cars are being sold worldwide. And there are people who have so much money that the thought of gas prices don't even matter to them. I want you to go and ask Mercedes-Benz, why is it that they don't have a V6 twin turbo in their S-Class? You could ask Mercedes-Benz, why is it that you guys don't put the same V6 from the E-Class into the S-Class? It would still be enough power, wouldn't it? There's a reason why they don't do that. It's because the demographic that actually has the money to buy these cars wants a V8 engine. Not only do they want a V8 engine, but they want uncompromising luxury. They don't care about gas prices. They just want the car, and they don't care how much it costs. They're going to buy it anyway. They're going to pay for it. So this is a what's the color on this thing? This thing's $63,910. So obviously it's more expensive than an XTS. But if you get the XTS Platinum, it's a couple of dollars less, because I think that lists for about $65. If you get an XTS-V, that goes up to about $70. Now, in my opinion, you really don't need that much power to speed in these cars. But the thing about it is, when you load these cars down with people and weight, some people might feel that the torque that comes from these V6s isn't enough power, especially if they want more passing power on the highway. So ultimately, what are you getting? You're getting an Enhanced Vision Comfort Package 2025, rear view camera mirror, which I actually like. That was pretty cool. Ultra view sunroof. Okay. Heated rear outboard seats, ventilated front seats. Basically, they had made a nice massage button function in these cars, and the thing is $63,910. Looks good. Looks pretty good. Then they have the Batman throwing star from that movie, The Dark Knight Rises, and you can use that to, defeat like evil doers. Yeah, this is the big one. They said they had two of them. This is the really big one. I was thinking about this or the XTS, but it's nice. It's really nice, right? Oh, what color is the one inside?
Oh no, they don't have
No,
that.
they don't have this one. Same as one inside was 61, this one's 63.
Okay, so there's that interior. See, here, this is what I'm talking about. People who want to try to say that this is an S-Class competitor, you're fooling yourselves. I mean, they have to, GM, you have to get rid of the plastics. Now, I'm not saying I hate your cars, because it's not true. I like your cars. But the problem is, you gotta get rid of the plastics where I can see them. It's amazing that when I get into like one of these new Genesis models, it's like you get into a Genesis, you get into an Equus, they figured out ways to make the fit and finish and cut of the interior of their cars in a manner where you do not see the plastic cheapness. Now, the video I made at the auto show had a CT6 that had the rear TVs, and it also had the reclining back seats. If I was going to sit in this thing, that's how much leg space you'd have behind me. It's pretty good, actually, if you look at the leg space. It's not too bad, right? Pretty decent leg space. Now, this one doesn't have all the options. This one has pretty much the major tech options, and it is pretty damn spacious. It's pretty spacious. But my only thing is, the materials inside, it feels to me like a stretched XTS. And I hate to say that because there's always somebody who wants to argue, oh yeah, well, you don't know what you're talking about. It's not just a stretched XTS. They got aluminum construction and everything in it. There's this guy, Caddy, man, every single time I make a video about a Cadillac, this dude's arguing with me. Arguing. And I'm trying to make you understand, like, you know, really, these cars actually remind me a lot of Audis. And most people would probably argue that. They'd be like, oh yeah, well, this thing's got an interior that's nowhere near as good as Audi, blah, blah, blah. But the thing about it is, it feels to me a lot like an Audi. It feels kind of generic. That's the best way to put it. It feels a little bit generic. And in being generic, basically, I guess it's like, I think Cadillac could do more. You know, I think if they were to go whole hog, that they could really make this car into an S-Class competitor, and possibly even they could, if they really put their mind to it, they could make a better car than the S-Class. Now, I know that sounds crazy, because the problem is Mercedes S-Class owns this entire segment. The BMW 7 can't sell anywhere near enough cars to compete with the S-Class. The Audi A8 is a joke in North America. It's an absolute joke. Jaguar XJ was a great, nice car, but the problem is it was just too small because the head roof, the headline, it was just a little too low. I can say, if you're a big guy, like if you're like 2 meters tall, you know, some people in other countries, they use the metric system. I can say that you will fit comfortably in this car. This car is like a boat. And you don't need to race anybody in a car like this. It's just that people who buy a car like this want to have effortless power. And that's the reason why a V8 is just pretty much unchallenged, especially like when you're talking about effortless power. And it could be something small like a 4.2 or 4.6 liter. Or how about the North Star? How about you take the best North Star with the best reliability, and you take that and you drop it into here. So as you can see, you got heated and cooled seats right here. Well, I'm sorry, you got the heated and cooled seats button is right here. So that's the cool button, heat button, heated back. So you can heat the backrest and you can heat the pad independently. That's pretty smart. Cooled seat. This is the fan speed up and down. Automatic. This when the car is fully activated, it'll go into automatic mode. This is the new touchpad, and I kind of demonstrated this because right now I'm really just showing you what this interior space is like. And you know, this is the front seat of the car, but it's really, it's pretty spacious. It's like it's kind of like just sitting in the S-Class or one of the like the BMW 7s. It's very spacious. And there's the parking brake. There's the light dimmer. And pretty much it's pretty straightforward. If you own an XTS, you basically have already felt what it's like to sit in this car. The difference comes in that back seat, and that's what this car is all about. The back seat of this car is what this car is all about. So let's take a look back there. You take a look back here. Now I'm gonna leave this chair just like I would have normally left it. As you can see, you have the heated button for the rear seats, heated backrest, heated pad and backrest. Please tell me this is not an ashtray. Oh my God, it is an ashtray. You people better stop smoking before lung cancer gets you. Okay, you have this rear shade here. Okay. Let's do that again. Rear shade, rear shade. There you go. You people better stop smoking. Okay. Okay, so it's basically an XTS with a lot of legroom. Now, rear seat space. I didn't change the position of the passenger seat. I have a good amount of leg space. I have a good amount of foot space right there. This one does not have all the, you know, the luxury features because a lot of these things just started getting delivered and they're not, you know, fully function in most cases just yet. But feels very comfortable. See, one thing you'll notice right here, if you look at this roof line, my head right now is in this area of the roof line. because what they did was, because to accommodate the moonroof, what they did was they have like a hump right here. And that hump makes it so that your head basically, like, you gotta look at the top of my head. I'm like, this is my head right there. Yeah, don't laugh. Don't laugh. So anyway, that's the top. That's what it looks like. So if you're sitting in the back of this, this is a big Cadillac. And that's exactly what people who buy a Cadillac expect. They want a big Cadillac. The XTS has been a good sale for Cadillac, but now a lot of people are moving into crossovers. So the SRX and the XT5 will actually do a lot better than the large sedans. But I really think that this car actually probably will sell pretty well. It's just a shame that they don't put more luxury tech into it. And when I say luxury tech, I'm talking about V8 engine. They really, really, really need to do that. So this way there can be no argument as to the fact that you can still get an optional V8 if you want it. And there's just, it's important to have options. Options. That's the thing. Like, for instance, if this was a Mercedes or BMW, which I made a video about the new 7 Series, I wouldn't have to do this right here. You see this? If I'm wealthy, I shouldn't have to do any manual labor whatsoever. That right there, having to lift this up and hook this in there, that's manual labor. I'm not supposed to have to do any of that. I'm supposed to be able to push a button, and that's it. I'm supposed to be able to push a button and have the car do the rest. That's what I'm supposed to be able to do. And if I have to do any manual labor whatsoever, there's a problem. Because wealthy people do not have to do manual labor. That's part of being wealthy. So, pretty nice car. I mean, it's pretty nice. Yeah, it's pretty freaking cool, man. Wealthy people do not have to do manual labor, and that's part of being wealthy. So why don't they have an automatic shade? But you know, they've put some work into this. It feels like they stretched an XTS. I can't say it any better than that. It feels like they took an XTS and they put more leg room in the back. They put this new mirror here, and they, you know, gave you options for rear TVs and all the other stuff that you could have gotten in the XTS. You know, heated seats are nice, but I would like to see heated and cooled seats with massage for the back seat. I'd like to see that damn near, like, I'd like to see that as standard. You know, maybe I ask for too much, but the way I see it is, when you sell a car like this, you're supposed to have everything. There should be no, you know, there should be like basic options, but there's certain things that you should just have, you know? But limousine companies and livery companies, they're gonna run these things mostly. But the average retiree is going to buy an XTS. The average retiree, let me turn it on. The average retiree is going to, they're just going to buy an XTS. No, because the XTS ultimately makes more sense. Shit, you turn this damn thing off. Yeah, oh yeah, I know what it is. But yeah, most retirees are just going to buy an XTS, I think. For most people, the XTS four-wheel drive will be the one that makes the most sense. I mean, 52,000 or so, great interior, very spacious. The average person who's only less than 2 meters tall will find the XTS and the Buick LaCrosse to be relatively perfect cars for them. But I have to say, you know, Cadillac is making some pretty good cars. It's just that I want to see them take the next step. I want to see them take things to the next level, you know. And in order to take things to the next level, they're gonna have to start thinking bigger, and they're gonna have to start thinking more big options, and you know, they're just gonna have to do a little bit more to attract people my age who have the money to spend on a car like this.